So Melody, what words of encouragement, what would you say to someone that's find themselves waking up with no job, with no prospect of their industry coming back anytime soon?
Mhm.
You know, you have people in the restaurant industry, people in the travel industry, people that they're in the next, 6 to 9 months, there might not be any opportunities for them. What would you say to someone in a situation like that?
Right, right. Well, good morning, Michael, and thanks
Morning.
again for having me. I just want to say that we're all in this together. Even those of us who may still be working right now, we don't know how long we're going to be working and how long we're going to be able to generate an income. And so I just want to encourage everyone that you are not in this situation by yourself, but we're all in it together. And not only are we all in it together, but God is in it with us. He saw this coming. He knew it was coming. It did not catch him by surprise. He is not in heaven wringing his hand, wondering what is he going to do. But no, he is actually um, there with us, here with us, and he actually is waiting on us to seek him in prayer. When we don't know where to go, when we don't know what to do, when we don't know where to turn, God is always there. And so I just want to encourage your viewers that now is not the time to panic. Now is not the time to give up, but now is the time to tap into your faith and to reach out to God and to ask Him. I don't know what to do in terms of finding work. There's so many millions of people that are in the market with me at the same time. Um, and so I need your guidance. And so when you seek Him, um, He will be found when you do that seeking with your whole heart. And so that would be what I would encourage your viewers to do right now.
That's good. That's good. And I hear you saying that it's important to be intentional right now with your faith, to be intentional with
Hmm.
setting time to communicate to God. He knows the
Yes, yes,
beginning and the ending.
yes,
So why not go to the source of all wisdom and knowledge?
exactly,
And I think I
exactly.
also hear you say that there's a sense of peace that you can get in the
Hmm.
midst of a
Hmm.
storm. So
Right.
as things are happening around you or people are panicking around you, because you
Hmm.
have this
Hmm.
peace
Hmm.
and because you're communicating with God, He gives you this peace that, hey, He's going to take care of you in the
Right,
midst of this.
right.
So, number one, be intentional about your spiritual life. Be willing to set time aside each day.
Yes,
And you
yes,
got time now to do it.
exactly, exactly.
Slow down, slow
Yes,
your pace
yes.
down. Make God a priority. Make intimacy with God a
Hmm.
priority
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
start spending time with Him. And He can give you the peace that you're looking for. Now, once you get past that, what else can a person do once they start that process of spending time with the Lord? He's giving them that peace. They realize that there's God has them.
Right.
Is what other steps in your mind would a person take after that point of having that spiritual connection portion of
Right.
the faith?
Right. I would remind us that prayer is not just a one-way communication. Prayer is you talking to God and you pausing long enough to hear Him speaking back to you. And so I would say that after you've prayed, to listen, listen to what God is actually speaking um, in your heart. Um, Watch for evidence of his response to your prayer. And when you see and when you hear those things, then act on those things. And I will kind of share a quick story of something that's happened to me in my life. Um, when I was pregnant with my son, I actually went through a period of unemployment. And early on in my pregnancy, I felt this sense of urgency to find a job before I started showing. Because in my mind, no one was going to want to hire a pregnant female because they knew that I would not be, on the job for very long. Well, I had a sense of urgency, but I really wasn't pressed because I had years of experience and I had education under my belt. And so I was relying on those things to help me to land a job quickly. But what God did was he allowed my unemployment to drag on and on and on for weeks and for months until I got to the place where I was showing. And until I had gotten to the place where I knew that it was not just my education, it was not just my experience, it was not just my network that was going to help me to land the job, but it was literally going to have to be the move of God to actually open the door of opportunity for me. And so once I had exhausted pretty much my options for job opportunities in my field, I started applying for any type of job, anything that I could do because I was just so desperate. And then when that dragged out for so long, it's like I came to myself and I prayed and I said, God, I've done everything that I know to do. And, unless you move, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm pregnant, I need to work, the needs, and so I really need for you to show me what you would have me do. And in my crying out to God, I really felt that he impressed upon me to reach out to a temp agency. And now there are hundreds of temp agencies. And so I'm like, okay, God, which one? So even though I felt like he had given me direction, I had to press him to be even more specific, like, okay, which temp agency do you want me to pursue? And he guided me. And I did what he, impressed upon me to do, which was go to the closest agency, to where you live. I did that. And lo and behold, I was sent on a temp assignment that lasted until a week before my son was born. And so after I had my son and I was ready to return to work, after, 6 weeks or so, when I started to look for a job, I found a job instantaneously. And so what I learned from that experience is that we rely on everything else but God. And God allows us to go through crisis situations because he's trying to bring us back into relationship with him and into dependency on him. And so I just hope that personal story and testimony encourages someone.
Yeah, that encouraged me just hearing you talk about that, because I'm hearing you say after praying, seeking God and getting your faith, there's a part where you have to actually listen to God.
Yes.
There's a moment where you say, God, speak to me.
Yeah.
And also what I heard, but you didn't really bring it out, I want to bring it out, is that not only did you listen to God, you actually executed what God was telling you. Sometimes God will speak to you. That means you got to execute. There's some action on your part.
Exactly.
If you're sitting at home watching TV every day on your shows, Lord, speak to me, and you're not moving out, there was a lot of action, a lot of movement on your part to make this happen. And so some people really need to understand that once God speaks to you, then you need to get busy.
Exactly.
You have to execute what happens. And so the part of God speaking and then executing, moving forward, the doors open for you. And that was a great thing to do. So once God speaks to you, you've got that, okay, get busy doing what you need to do to make it happen.
Yeah.